Okay. So last class என்ன பார்த்தோம்? What we seen?
So the build process.
Build processor in an embedded system. So build process is nothing but the basic block diagram. So what are the blocks are available inside the block, how it is functioning. So likewise we seen. And design process. If you want to design a system, so what is the procedure, proper methodology? Yeah, so that is what we've seen. And now we will see the timer and then counter device. So timer and counter device is one of the block in a embedded system processor. Already we've seen in the build process. In that they mentioned timer and counter, and also we discussed what is the purpose of timer and what is the purpose of counter. Okay, just generally asking what is timer, what is the use of it, generally asking. Once you know the concept, I mean about the timer, you have to correlate with the embedded processor. That's it. So normally day-to-day life, so timer, what is the use of timer, how it is working, what are the inputs you are giving, what are the outputs it is showing. So if you know that concept, that you can able to apply in the subject. So this is the embedded system actually. So in every subject, if you correlate your subject along with your practical life, so it will be easier for you to understand everything. Otherwise, simply you will study the theory and you will do the experiment, and you don't know why we are doing experiment also. So you're not correlating. So do likewise. So it will be useful. Okay. So now tell me, anyone, timer. What's the use of timer? Anyone? Adarsh, are you there? Adarsh? Arun? Arun?
Sir?
Yeah. What is the
Sir.
timer?
Sir Adarsh.
Adarsh, yeah. So what is the timer, ma? Anyone?
Sir.
Timer. Just I'm asking timer.
Timer.
Just generally I'm asking. And also I discussed this timer in
Sir, it's used for
class,
counting purpose. We can just
counting
adjust
purpose.
the
What you're counting?
if you if you are something adjusting something means we have to adjust the time for till from starting to till this ending means something like that.
Okay.
It
So
should be
you can
only it should
simply
be a
like
run of this time,
yeah,
something like
yeah,
sir?
yeah. Tell me, Balganesh.
அதாங்க சார் கவுண்டிங் வந்து அந்த அக்யூரேட் டைம் இது மட்டும் தானங்க சார்.
Okay. So a task, whether how much time it is taking to complete a task. Otherwise, within your time, you have to complete the task. So two things. Okay. So if you are going, I'm going to do a task. Let's see how much time it may take. That is the one condition. And second condition is within this time duration, I will complete this task. That is another I think. So here, timer in the embedded system, same like how we are doing in a real-time application. Like I'm going to count. I mean, I'm going to calculate the time, how much time I'm taking to run one lap, or 2 lap, 3 lap, likewise. The same thing here in the embedded system processor. Here, what it is calculating the sense whether a given task is completed in a specific time duration. Otherwise, how much time it is taking to do that process or do that given algorithm, not to implement it or not to execute it, how much time it may take. So for that purpose, we are using the timer. And I can able to tell wherever you are using timer, tell any embedded system which you are using in day-to-day life, wherever you are using the timer.
Or washing machine, sir.
Washing machine, yeah, correct. So washing machine, we are keeping a timer. So you have to complete what complete a task. And similarly,
Micro oven, sir.
micro oven, yeah, good.
Traffic lights.
Traffic light, yeah, of course. And still more is there.
Sir, laptop.
Laptop, yeah. Laptops are okay. So you're keeping the time like after 10 seconds, you can put it on sleep mode. Likewise, you're giving the settings, right? So
Yes,
those
sir.
things will be do by this timer register. And then
Smartphones.
so smartphones, okay. Like you're giving a time to switch off the display. So once you open,
Induction.
if you kept it idle for 10 seconds or 30 seconds, you're fixing, right? So that an induction cooker, induction stove,
Yes, sir.
and then even AC, TV, wherever the sleep mode timer is there. So that is the application. So AC you are keeping after 4 hours, you can go to off stage like this. Even TV also having the sleep mode.
Sir, even
So
in
yeah,
cars, sir.
yeah, cars,
Door system.
door system. Yeah. So after particular duration, I mean, this is not a coming in normal car, high end car. So there you are getting this kind of actually even braking system also embedded only. So in a normal car, it is like a mechanical mechanism only. But if you go for a high-end car, they are using ABS system, anti-lock braking system. So thing is, there will be a processor that will calculate the speed, torque, everything, the parameters, physical parameter of the tire. What is the speed rotating? What is the rotation per minute? Everything it will calculate. If you apply the brake, so based upon the situations, it will control the torque, speed, everything of your tire. So that you can able to see, just Google it. So what is the difference between normal braking system and ABS braking system? So the thing is, in normal braking system, in a slippy road, it will keep on slip. You can't able to control the car. But if you use the ABS system, you can able to easily control. If once you hit the brake, it will definitely stop the car within a small distance only. But if you go for a normal braking system, it will keep on slip on. See, it will stop the tire, but the movement will be there. Okay, so that is the benefit of your embedded system. Okay, so far we've seen about the timer. Now we will see how the timer will work. So based upon what? Okay, so here you can able to see one input will be there, one output will be there, and inside the count register is there. So always the timer will work based upon the counter. So counter in the sense, what is the counter?
Sir, it counts the pulses.
It just count. It will do the count. So suppose I'm going to execute one program. So here it will count how many clock pulse it is taking to complete. Listen, you know that wherever the processor is there, I want to give you a frequency of oscillation using a crystal oscillator. You know, so embedded processor is nothing but a digital IC. So surely inside there will be a digital circuits like flip-flops, shift registers, everything. Okay, so surely in order to make it functioning, I have to give the clock. So here, in order to complete, for example, I want to complete one addition using ALU unit. How much clock pulse it is taking to complete? If it is a single bit means within a one clock pulse I can able to complete. If it is a 16 bit means, so first I will complete 8 bit. Again another clock cycle I will complete the another 8 bit. Even you can able to see the shift register. So there will be a different types of shift registers with a different number of bits, the size. So it may be a 4-bit shift register or 8-bit shift register like this. So how much clock pulse it is taking to shift 4-bit, shift 8-bit. So that is the purpose of counter. And now how the counter and timer are related. See, I told that counter, it will count the number of clock pulse. Clock pulse having the frequency, right? Is it right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So based upon that time, I can able to calculate the timer. For an example, just consider one clock is equal to 1 microsecond. Okay, then I'm going to calculate one task, and it is taking 1000 clock pulse. Then what is your how much time it taken? 1 microsecond. I told your clock frequency is 1 microsecond, and counter start to count to complete one task. It is taking 1000 count, in the sense 1000 clock pulse. Then what is the time it is taking to complete a task?
One millisecond.
1 millisecond. Yeah, correct. So based upon that counter, how many counts, and as well as it will consider the, you know that every embedded system having the clock speed. So they will tell 2.5 gigahertz, 3.5 gigahertz. So that is the frequency. After that, that will be converted into this pulses. Okay. So based upon that pulses, I can able to calculate the timer. So this is how the timer will work. So surely inside the timer, there will be a counter. So that's why we are studying here timer and counter combined. Okay. So they're given, so what is the timer, inside the timer, what are the input, what are the output, and how it is doing everything they're giving. So just go through the definitions and all. Just go through. Everyone go through it. So what are the things I explained right now? The same thing given here in terms of definition. Just go through it. I will ask question. So just go through. Don't simply sit. It's okay. So let's Lafi go through now. Lafi completed. Just having 4 or 5 points. So what is the first point representing? It's a definition, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just they are telling timer is a device which counts the input at regular interval of clock pulse. So you know clock pulse having some particular time duration, and clock pulse is a periodic or aperiodic signal. Clock pulse is periodic or aperiodic?
So periodic.
Periodic, yeah. So periodic in the sense, so you can able to see the width of the clock pulse will be common, the on and off. So if you go for another pattern also, it will be same. So that is nothing but a periodic. So if the signal is aperiodic in the sense the voice signal, so for the voice, the frequency is not constant; it will keep on vary. So that kind of signal is aperiodic. So here they are giving it counts the input at the regular interval of clock pulse. It represents the clock pulse is having a periodic signal. And next, you know that counting will be in increment manner. Sometimes it will be decrement manner. So can you able to tell wherever it is increasing and wherever it is decreasing? Timer. You can able to see in traffic lights and it will start to decrease, right, from maximum to minimum.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in a processor, sometimes I will give in increment order or decrement order. So here they are telling the counter stored and increment on each pulse. And similarly, if you go in reverse, it will start to count from decrement order. Okay. And then what are the inputs and outputs are available? So you know that once you are giving the timer, it will show the time and you give the output. Once the timer is over, it will give the output and it will represent it comes to 0. Likewise, if you just keep that for 10 minutes for the cooking, once it is over, what it will do, it will produce the output signal, and that output signal will be given to your power source, so that what will happen, it will switch off the cooking. So likewise, it will give the output. Okay, for present counter, how much count it is taking. So for from 10 to 9 and 9 to 8, likewise, it will keep on give the present counter. And then I told that how to calculate the time. So here they represent in 4th point, the counts multiplied by the interval given the time. So it represents the number of count multiplied by, with your the clock frequency, so that you can able to calculate what is the time. So once if you can able, if you reset the value, the every count will becomes to 0. That you know, right? So what is the reset button? So reset is nothing but making everything to 0. So here also timer is there. If you press reset, everything becomes 0. Just open your mobile. So in that you're having the timer. So here you can have a lot of options: start, stop, reset, like that. So these are nothing but the control signals for your timer. Okay. And as well as I told the output pin. So it has an output pin for output when all counts bit is equal to 0 after reaching the maximum value. So once you set 0 to 10, so it will suppose it is an increment order, means it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. Once it is reaches 10, and it will come back to your 0 position. If you keep 15, means after 15 it will come back to 0. So that is your output pin. Okay. So this is what the pin configuration they are telling. Like in a normal timer, what are the control signals are there? The same here, with additional features are available in order to process for the processor. You can able to see the first one is reset state. It represent when you press the reset button, it will show the timer is in reset state. And second is initial load, idle state. So initially, suppose if you take a open your timer at starting, it will show the 0 value always, right? So that is nothing but your initial state. And what is the present state then? What is present state? Guys, what is present state? Hello? Is it visible? All of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is present state? So present state is nothing but at currently what is the time value. Suppose if you set a timer for 10 minutes, it will start to decrease. So I'm going after 5 minutes, I'm going and see, I am checking the timer. So it is showing 3. Still it has to come to end. So currently what is the time? So that will be shown by your the present state. And overflow state and overrun state is used for overflow is nothing but the timer exceed the counter. Overrun state means due to that the system is keep on running. So that is nothing but the overrun state. And running active or stop blocked. So you can able to stop the timer. In the sense pause it. You can able to pause it and you can able to again run it. So that's two activities is nothing but running and blocked bit. Okay. And once it is completed, it will show the state I am finished. So that is represented by 7th one, so finished done state. Okay. And reset enable and disable state is nothing but I can able to reset. I will reset it, or I won't make it a do the reset button. So that is the is 8th one. And 9th is nothing but load enable or disable. So load is nothing but I'm going to load the value. So you are pressing the timer, right? Okay, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, like you keep on increasing, right? You're setting the timer, right? So suppose if you go for a TV, in sleep mode, I initially defaultly it will be in 10 minutes. If you press again 20 minutes, you're loading the value. Okay. So that can be done using this loading enable and disable state. And another one is auto reload and disable state. Sometimes you will keep automatically in your induction cookware. So there is some menu button will be there, cooking, boiling, like this. If you press that one, it is to know. So automatically how much time it may take to boil that content. So automatically it will make the timer count based upon the what we are fetching in the program. Okay. And last one is service routine execution enable and disable state. So execution enable is nothing but after that time, particular time duration, when it reaches the value, what I have to do, whether I want to switch on the TV or switch off the TV, whether the AC should be on or the AC should be off. So like this. Okay. So these are the states of your timer. So here they are given a counting device. So like I said, so counting device is nothing but it will count the number of clock pulse. So clock pulse will be regular or irregular. So here I am talking about the counting device. Okay. So counting device is a device which counts the input due to the event at irregular or regular intervals. And similarly, so like I said, so counter what it will do, it will give the number, how much count it is taking. So there is no time and all. Only thing is the counter used to give the counter. Timer will calculate the time based upon the count and multiply by your frequency. Okay. So here having the register not to store the value. So once it is counter, that will be stored in your one of the register. So then only you can able to see the timing, right? So how much count it is having. So for that we required one register. So register is nothing but a memory location. Okay. So register also a memory location. Okay. And here the and next point is a function as timer when counting regular interval clock pulse. So if you're pressing the timer button on the time, this timer will consider only the regular clock pulse along with the count, how much count. It won't go for the irregular interval. Why? Because the time cannot able to calculate properly. Regular interval means if I take one sample, that will be multiplied, means I will get exact value. If it is irregular, I can't able to take all timings together. So that is a drawback here. And next, once you start the timer, starting the value should be 0. Okay. So if it reaches the maximum value, so maximum value, if it is a 2-bit in the sense, sorry, if it is a 8-bit in the sense, it will be FF. If it is a 16-bit means 4F. So once it reaches that value, again the next state will be come back to your 0 value. So that is what here they represent. And once it reaches the value, it will generate the interrupt. So interrupt is nothing but what function I have to do. So main program is counting, and once it reaches the counting, what I have to do, I want to switch on or switch off the appliances. So that can be given by the interrupt. Okay, once it is completed, then timeout will be there, so automatically it will set to 0. Okay, and sometimes overflow is there due to some malfunction, it will keep on counting. So I'm keeping the timer as 10 means sometimes due to the malfunction it will keep on counting and it will go to the maximum value. So on the time it will set the flag overflow. It represents it's not working properly. Mohammed Nazim, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Why it is showing likewise like a different icon? Hariharan and Veerabhadran. Hariharan,
Sir, writing exam, sir. Arrear exam, sir.
exam is there. What about Veerabhadran?
Sir. புரியல சார்.
இல்ல உன்னோட ஐகான் டிஃபரெண்டா இருக்கு.
சார் இல்ல சார், அரியர் எக்ஸாம் எழுதிட்டு இருக்கேன் சார்.
ஓகே ஓகே.
ஓகே சார். 12:30 தான் சார் முடியும்.
இப்போ ஹரிஹரன் தானே பேசுறது?
ஆமா சார், ஆமா சார்.
வீரபத்ரன், what about you?
Sir, can I leave, sir?
Yeah, okay. Veerabhadran. is not available. Veerabhadran, you there or not? Okay. Is not available. Okay, so next we will see the hardware timer, which is having what are the pins are available. So totally 9 control pins are available here. So first is nothing but a timer enable. It's nothing but the initiator of your timer. In order to enable the timer, I'm using the first control bit. I will start it. Okay, so once it is enabled, after that I want to start. So that can be performed by your second signal. So enable is nothing but making it available, and second is start. In the sense, it will start to count it. Okay, for each clock pulse it will start to count. And third one is used to stop it. So if there is a start, surely there will be a stop. You have to stop the timer. So that can be given by the third bit, timer stop. And next is pre-scaling bit. So pre-scaling bit is used to divide the clock frequency. So why I am dividing the clock frequency? In the sense, the clock frequency will be very high. So if it is a normal microprocessor, it will be in megahertz. If you go for the high end processor like a Core i3 and that, it works under 2.5 gigahertz. So that I want to divide it. So for that I'm using the pre-scaling bit. So I will reduce the clock frequency. After that I will calculate. Okay. And next is up count enable. So up count enable is used to count in from lower to higher value, like incremented order. So for example, 0 to 1, 2, 3 up to 10. And similarly, surely there will be a down count, like I said. So down count is decremented order. It will calculate from higher value to lower value. So like for example, 10, 9, 8, 7, etc. up to it reaches the value 0. Okay. And load enable. So like I said, load enable used to load the value from the register. Suppose I'm pressing any button, it's initially it is default timer value is 10, means again if you press again, it will default value is 20. So that will be stored in the memory. So once you store that, that will be taken from the timer after it start to do the counting. Okay, so that's why we require the load enable control bit. And next is a timer interrupt enable. So timer interrupt enable means once I start the timer, so if you switch on the timer on the TV, it will keep on counting. If I set 30, again it will becomes to 29, 28, like this, keep on decreasing. After that, again, if I set the timer, it will start to increase the value, like 555. I'm setting the value in new value. So that is nothing but your interrupt. So that can be given by your 8-bit time interrupt. And timeout enable. So timeout enable the signal when the timer is overflow. Overflow means it becomes the maximum value. Okay. So that status can be shown by your the 9th bit. So these are the important control bits which you are using in your timer. And then free running timer. So free running timer means there is no maximum value. It will keep on count from 0 value to the maximum value. So you can't able to set 10, 20 like this. So how much every timer having some specification. So if it can able to count 1000 count, means it will start counting from 0 to 1000. Once it is reaches, again it will come back. So here I am not going to set any value. So that is a free running counter. So just check the definitions. The counting device may be a free running. So blind counting. So blind counting means there is no target at all, not to achieve it. Okay. So once the device giving the overflow interrupt at fixed interval. So once it is reaching maximum, it will show the overflow interrupt. Okay. And like I said, what is the use of prescaler? Pradeep, what is the use of prescaler?
So
To divide
So divide the clock pulse. So you know that processor works under gigahertz I don't want that much frequency. I will work with the low frequency. In order to reduce the clock frequency, I will use the prescaler. So it will divide the clock pulse. And so use of timer. So wherever they are using, they are telling. So and just go through it. And already we discussed about the watchdog timer, right? Do you remember the watchdog timer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the purpose of it?
If any program has been disturbed or corrupted, sir,
Malfunction. Yeah. So if any
it
program is malfunction, so it will go to infinite loop. In order to prevent that, we having the watchdog timer. So if that task is not completed within a fraction of a second, it will pop up with the error message. So that is a watchdog timer. Already we discussed. Again, we have to discuss separate topic is there, watchdog timer. So these timers and counters are very easy. You can crack easily. So here they are telling the use. So first point is just comparing. So initiating an event after a comparison with between the preset time with counted value. Okay. So initially I'm keeping a 10. So it will start to count from 0 and it is comparing whether it is reaching 10. No, again it will do the increment like a C program. So all of you did study the C program, right? Everyone?
Sir, sir,
C
first
program.
year lo purchase, sir.
Yeah. So
Adi
there
కూడా
is a okay, no problem. For loop is there, right? What is the function of for loop? How it will work? For loop? Any idea? For loop. So for I is equal to 0, I greater than equal to 10, I plus plus. Do you remember?
codes to execute, sir.
Yeah. So for I is equal to 0, I greater than equal to 10, I plus plus. What it will do, initial value I is 0 and it will try to improve. So 0 to 1. So and it is comparing whether 1 is equal to 10. No. After that, what will do? Again, it will do the operation and will increment I equal to 2. Again, it will compare to 10. No, it is not equal. Again, it will increment and do the operation. The same thing here doing. So if I set the counter to 10, so initial value is 0. After that, it is incrementing 1. 1 is not equal to 10. Again, it is increasing. So once it reaches 10, 10 equal to 10. So counter work is completed. So that is the purpose of this. And second, watchdog timer also it requires the time. It's reset the system after the defined time. So like I said, in mobile application, if any application not working properly, it will show the error message, wait or I want to report, or otherwise close the app. So that purpose can be done by watchdog timer. So in a watchdog timer, I'm using the timer circuit. And next is the input pulse counting when using a timer. So which is ticked by given non-periodic signal instead of clock inputs. So wherever the input pulse are counting, so there also I'm using the timer. Okay, so these are the use of your timer. And watchdog timer we will discuss later, because already we seen a lot. So today we are discussing the timer and then counter. So what is the purpose of timer? Just a one word definition I want. Naveen, what is a timer? Naveen Anand, you there?
சார் சொல்லுங்க சார்.
Yeah. What is a timer?
Input with counter input, sir.
புரியல சரியா கேட்கல.
Input output பண்றதுதானே சார்.
இன்புட் அவுட்புட் டைமரா? ஜஸ்ட் பேசிக்கா சொல்லுப்பா, டைமர்னா என்ன, எதுக்கு யூஸ் ஆகுது? கவனிக்கிறீங்களா இல்லையானே தெரிய மாட்டேங்குது இந்த ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸ்.
Time to complete the task.
Time to complete the task. So timer used to count how much time it is taking to complete a task. Okay, what is the
Yes,
counter
sir.
then? What is the counter? Any other?
Count
Measure
the time pulse.
and intervals.
It will count the clock pulse. How much clock pulse it is taking? Not. So it will show in terms of numbers. So timer use that
Okay.
counter numbers and it will multiply with your clock. So that is exactly measuring the time period. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And, so if we go through that blog, have you found that is it accessible? You can able to view the PPT, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And all of you got the September timetable, academic calendar.
Yes, sir.
So in that online test is available for unit 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So go through it and I will upload the material as soon as possible. Okay, so within next week itself I will complete the material. I will upload. Okay, you just go through it and do the unit test properly. And so far there is no proper instruction how they are going to conduct the online test. So do you know how they are going to conduct the online test?
Sir, last
No, no, sir.
ஹலோ சார், பேசுறேன் சார்.
வீரபத்ரன், என்ன ஆளை காணோம்? கிளாஸ்ல இருக்கியா இல்லையானே தெரியல. கூப்பிட்ட ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் இல்ல.
சிக்னல் ப்ராப்ளம் சார். சார் எனக்கு டவரே கிடைக்க மாட்டேங்குது சார். இப்பதான் சார் கிடைச்சி டவர். விட்டு விட்டு கிடைக்குது சார். 1 மணி நேரமா ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன் சார். ஹலோ,
எத்தனை முறை நானும் சொல்றதுன்னு தெரியல. வேற நெட்வொர்க் எதனா இருந்தா ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க.
சார் கேக்குதா?
கேக்குது. வேற நெட்வொர்க் எதனா இருந்தா ட்ரை பண்ண. வேற ஏதாவது நெட்வொர்க் நல்லா இருந்தா ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க.
சார் நான் ஜியோவும் ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டேன் சார். ஏர்டெல்லும் ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டேன். வோடஃபோன் ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டேன் சார்.
பிராட்பேண்ட்
ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டேன் சார்.
பிராட்பேண்ட் எதுவும் வரலையா அங்க?
பிராட்பேண்ட் பிஎஸ்என்எல் கிட்ட போறாரேன்னு ட்ரை பண்ணேன்.
Okay, I will take the attendance then. Let me check the attendance. Adarsh? Adarsh, you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Arun?
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Balkanesh?
Yes, sir.
Balkanesh?
Yes, sir.
Balaji is absent, na? M. Balaji.
Sir, Balaji. Sir.
Yeah. Balkanesh, okay,
Sir,
noted.
Balaji இருக்கான் sir.
Arrear exam. And Hariharan arrear exam. Jayasuriya? Absent. Maheshwaran absent. Maheshwaran is not coming, I think so, not in a
Sir,
single class.
also writing, sir. Sir, Mahesh all எழுதிட்டு இருக்கான் sir. Exam எழுதிட்டு இருக்கான் sir அவனும்.
Muhammad?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Naveen B? Absent. What happened to Naveen B?
தெரியல sir அவனுக்கு.
Naveen Anand?
Present, sir. Naveen Anand present, sir.
Okay. Nirmal Kumar?
Present, sir.
Pradeep is there.
Present, sir.
And Purushotama is absent frequently. அவனுக்கு என்ன ஆச்சு? Guys, any idea about Purushottama?
தெரியல சார்.
Because physical classனா நீங்க காலேஜுக்கு வர்றதுக்கு ஒரு நாள் ஓகே. இது ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸ் எல்லாம் வீட்ல தான் இருக்கீங்க. மொபைல் யூஸ் பண்றதுல என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் தெரியல. வெங்கடேஷன்
சார் எனக்கு உள்ள வரதுல கொஞ்சம் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் இருக்கு சார். அது கரெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கான்.
1 week ஆயிடுச்சு, 2 weeks ஆயிடுச்சுப்பா கிளாஸ் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி. இன்னும் கூட உள்ள வரதுக்கு ப்ராப்ளமா? வெங்கடேசன்
அப்படிதான் சார் சொன்னேன்.
சார் பிரசன்ட் சார்.
ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. பிரதீப் குமார்
Present, sir.
எழிலரசன்
சார் நெட்வொர்க் ப்ராப்ளம் சார் உனக்கு.
எழிலரசனா not available. And
வீரபத்ரன்
class.
சார்.
Okay 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 okay.
சார்
yeah okay ma வீரபத்ரன் ஓகே.
ஓகே சார்.
வெங்கடேசன்
சார்
நீயா?
சார் வெங்கடேசன் சார்.
ஓகே ஓகே. All of you, I want you to register in an online course, Ember System Design. Already I discussed that one, I think so.
சார் NPTEL கோர்ஸ்.
NPTEL course, ஆமா. ஸோ அதை எல்லாருக்கும் ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ண முடியுமா குரூப்ல?
அந்த லிங்க்ல தான் சார் போய் எடுக்கணும். NPTEL
லிங்க் இல்லையா? ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் லிங்க் இல்லையா?
இல்ல சார், எனக்கு இல்ல சார்.
Because successfully, if you completed that course, you may get one kit. So you can use that one for a mini project, minor project also. So it will be useful. Now, Amman, if you're interested to do project in Ember system,
மெயின் ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்றதுக்கு கஷ்டமாகுது சார்.
புரியலப்பா.
இப்பதான் சார் மெயின் ப்ராஜெக்ட் அலர்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. இதுக்கப்புறம் தான் சார் தெரியும்.
ஓகே. மெயின் ப்ராஜெக்ட் இந்த செமஸ்டர் மெயின் ப்ராஜெக்ட் நெக்ஸ்ட் செமஸ்டர்லயா?
சார் எங்களுக்கு ஃபேஸ் 1 இப்போ வச்சிருக்காங்க சார், ஃபேஸ் 1ன்ட்டு.
ஓகே ஓகே. பட் மைனர் ப்ராஜெக்ட் இருக்குல்ல?
அது முடிஞ்சிச்சு சார் போன செமஸ்டர்.
முடிஞ்சுதா? ஓகே ஓகே. So major project overall interested. Actually, Dean informed to make the students to register in that course. Everyone.
Okay sir.
So just do the registration process, and if you successfully completed the course, they will provide a kit from Texas Instrument.
Okay sir.
Yeah. I think I forwarded the mail to one of your student. Who is that? I forwarded to whom?
Sir, Pradeep நினைக்கிறேன் சார்.
Pradeep.
சார் வரல சார்.
Wait a second. I will check it. I will check that one.
சார் பேசுறது கேக்குதுங்களா சார்?
கேக்குதுப்பா. நான் செக் பண்றேன்.
எலிவேஷன் பர்சன் தானே சார்?
விட்டு கேக்குது. மறுபடியும் சொல்லு.
எனக்கு இங்க சார் நெட்வொர்க் ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு சார். நான் பிரசன்டா சார்.
எழிலரசனா?
ஆமா சார்.
ஓகேமா.
சார் எனக்கு இங்க வந்து நெட்வொர்க் ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு சார். அதனால விட்டு தான் சார் கேட்கும். நீங்க பேசுறதே அப்படிதான் சார் எனக்கு கேக்குது. நான் பிரசன்டா அதை மட்டும் சொல்லுங்க சார்.
சரி ஓகே, present, but try to get any other network. Pradeep is there?
Yes sir.
I think your mail ID is mpradeep, right? Pradeep, mpradeep@gmail.com.
BUJU, sir.
புரியல.
M Pradeep.
Pradeep BUJU.
BUDU. Just type in chat box.
Okay, sir.
Clear alla.
Sir, I have done so.
Yeah. BUJU. So I'm forwarding this to you, ma, and you just post to your students.
Okay, sir.
So embedded system is the easiest domain, and nowadays they are using that Arduino. All of you check the syllabus, 5th unit. Just check the syllabus. You people having the copy, right? You can download from the internet. From Ahmed University website. In that 5th unit consists of some implementation. Implementing, we are going to implement a small project using the Arduino and all. So in your main project also, you can able to use Arduino and Raspberry Pi, those things. So Raspberry Pi, Arduino, or usually you can able to purchase it, and as well as the codes and all readily available in your website. So it's a free software available. So just now itself, if you start to learn about it, means in final year you can able to do the project. You can able to complete the project within 2,000 rupees. If you go to the institution or any center, they will surely charge 10,000 rupees. So don't waste your money. So just now itself start to learn just one by one. So if you got a confident I can able to do any project, means after that purchase a kit and try to implement it. Okay, na? If any guidance you require, you can ask me.
Okay,
clear?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we will end up the session.
Okay, thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Okay.